Well, Joel Henricks.
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 Henricks. There's no D.
No D. Why not?
200 years ago, maybe 300 years ago, my father's relatives came over from, I believe it was Norway, and it was Hendricks' son at that time, and they dropped the son, and it was Henricks until the mid to early 1800s, and then they dropped the D to, I guess, establish themselves differently because there was a lot of Henricks in the area. So.
And were you born in this area of Lenawee County?
Yes, I was born in Adrian at Bixby Hospital.
And I presume you attended Siena Heights?
I eventually got to Siena Heights. Yes, I did.
Did you really?
So yes, I did. I went to Michigan State University right out of high school, and from there I did 2 years at Michigan State, and then I joined the Navy. So I was in the Navy for 6 years, and then I got out and became an electrician, completed my apprenticeship, and the last part of my education that I had never completed was my bachelor's degree. So I went back as an adult to Siena Heights and finished my bachelor's degree there.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
When you were in the Navy, did you have active duty?
Yes. Yes, I did.
May I ask where?
Sure. I was on a submarine. I was actually on 2 different submarines. So my first submarine was out of San Diego. So we did the Western Pacific. And then my second submarine was out of Groton, Connecticut. And then we did the Mediterranean and the Atlantic side.
What do you mean by did?
We did patrols
see.
Routine operations in the oceans.
That's really a cause for brotherhood, being in a submarine, isn't it?
It definitely is. It is a great equalizer. Everyone's fate is all tied together at that point. So it's quite reinventing the team concept, certainly.
Well, that's an incredible background.
Yes, thank you.
Variety. And who is the lucky woman that touched your heart?
So my wife is Jennifer. We met in high school, and we had always kind of kept in touch, and we were married when I was in the Navy. So she moved out to Connecticut, and we lived there for 3 years. And my daughter was actually born, and I was at sea. I was in the Persian Gulf at the time.
Oh, my.
But thankfully, I came home. We were close to the end of our deployment, so I think I saw her when she was 3 weeks old. So.
And were there any others besides your daughter? I mean, any other births?
No, actually, I don't think so. When we got off, they let me be the first one off the boat on the pier, and there was actually a local camera crew there, which was kind of filming the whole thing for like a heartfelt story, which was difficult, to see your wife after not seeing her for months and months, and then seeing your daughter for the first time.
Boy.
A loss for words at a minimum for sure.
Yes.
So
then you moved to Adrian.
So yes, we moved. I got out of the Navy, and we moved back to Adrian.
And you have family around here.
Yes. Both of our families are from the area. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. So we're both from the area, and like I said, I worked as an electrician for 15 years before I came here. So.
And who interviewed you for this position as director of
Facilities and Grounds?
Yes.
Yes. In my interview, there was Jennifer Hunter, Aaron Dress, Corinne Sanders, and Kurt Gritzmaker.
Amen.
Yes.
Good group.
Yeah, it was a great group.
And they drilled you.
They did.
Yes.
They drilled me. And when I interviewed, it was such a career change because I had been an electrician for years. So I kind of felt as though I was interviewing them as well, if that makes sense. Like I wanted to see if this was going to be a position that would fit me as much as they were looking at me to see if I would fit the position. So
and because of the management part of the job.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it was different. In the construction industry, you tend to develop a kind of a nomadic type of an attitude where you're in one place for too long and you get a little stir crazy and you want to move on to the next big project. Well, that was my concern coming here. Am I going to get bored, or is
Yes.
this going to become, a sedentary place? Well,
Don't you wish that were true?
Thankfully, yeah, no. I'm actually we're blessed with many challenges every day, and that keeps it interesting for me, and it really does make the job worth it for sure.
I must tell you that so many of our sisters, when you spoke to us last, I forget exactly what part of the year it was, about water and the other things to be aware of, turning the lights off. I
Sure.
had never heard that before.
Energy usage,
Yes.
kind of in general.
Yes,
Sure.
yes. But they were so impressed that you always used the word our or we are. I mean, just that identification and embrace of the congregation.
Sure. I do feel like I'm
Yes.
a part, and I think that's one of the things that really attracts me to this place, is that I'm not an outsider looking in. I do feel that I'm an active part of this congregation.
Right.
Not just the buildings themselves, but the people, the coworkers, the sisters, everyone.
And truly, there's no active hierarchy. I mean, it's like we're all in this
Absolutely.
sharing our gifts.
Absolutely.
In that circle.
Absolutely.
Yes,
It
yes.
is certainly a unique place to be, for sure.
Well, I must congratulate you too for hiring the first woman in the maintenance department.
Yeah. So
How did that come about?
So Lacey had initially interviewed for a grounds position, and we filled it with another person, so she didn't get that position. But she always intrigued me. She interviewed very well, and I thought, this is an individual that I would like to have around us. I think that she could be a great benefit to our department. To be fair, it had nothing to do with her being a woman or a man. She had a great attitude.
Hard worker.
Hard worker. She was really willing to put herself out there. That's really kind of what intrigued me. So then we had a position available in the maintenance department, and thankfully she applied.
Yeah.
She was reluctant. Because she wasn't hired for the first time, she was a little reluctant, but with some encouragement, she applied, and she did great, and she's doing great, and she's been an asset to the department.
Mm-hmm. How many do you have in your department?
We have a total of 14 people now. I also so we have the facilities department, the grounds department, permaculture, and then security as well.
Oh my.
So.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah, there's a
That's
few,
that's
for sure.
A lot. Do you meet every week or 2
so
weeks?
every day in the morning, Kirk will do work orders, and then the workers will come down and kind of take a look at what's going on for the day. And if we have special projects going on, we'll kind of brief them. And then on a monthly basis, we have a monthly meeting.
I can't say enough about your staff.
They are great.
I mean, they're efficient but friendly and
They are.
know their place.
They do.
Yes.
They made my job a lot easier coming here, because I wasn't reinventing the wheel. They knew what their jobs were when they got here, and that made it easy on me. So I relied on them. To be fair, I did. How does this place operate? How does this work? So I just kind of sat back for a little bit and kind of saw how things went, and kind of took it from there. And they are a great group of people, and they definitely know what they're doing.
To be honest, you wouldn't be as efficient and successful as you are without Janie Garcia.
Yes, yeah. Janie is at
A buffer to begin.
yeah a buffer, right? She definitely she takes a lot of the calls from the sisters. She does all of our billing.
She's
so
wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. And keeps you in line.
Keeps me in line. Yeah, for sure.
Do you have a lunchroom?
So we have, not really. We kind of make use of spaces that are available. We have the boiler room there, and half of the staff takes a lunch in the boiler room, and The other half either uses the ground floor Maria break room for the lunch, and the rest of us either at our desk or kind of wherever we can.
When I first came to campus, the noon meal at Madden was the dinner, and the evening meal was like the supper.
Okay.
I mean, so you would see every day the men there from the environmental, the maintenance. Because of it was actually wonderful.
Oh
wonderful
yeah,
food.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
But they stopped as soon as they switched.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, so we should go back to that.
Yeah, right.
Yes, and at one point, didn't we have a truck come up with food
So
from some outside
yes,
source?
I think multiple times during the summertime. I think for the past couple of years,
Yeah.
they brought. I want to say it was like Maria's Tacos.
Yes.
So that seemed to be very popular. There's a line, all the way down the sidewalk waiting to get some tacos from the taco truck.
Besides our heating and cooling system, what is another major challenge for your department?
Probably one of the biggest, and I don't know if it's challenges, but it's hurdles, is with this newest council and the enactments on the reduction of use of fossil fuels by 30% over the next 6 years. That's really kind of earmarked where we're going with our campus, and because of most of that, whether it be lighting, whether it be boiler operation, chiller plant, a lot of the major portions of that kind of rest within our department. So taking on that challenge of helping the council out to create that and make that vision a reality has been neat.
Yes.
Very neat, because it's enabled some things that may not have been possible without that vision of looking for that. So.
And helping to make us as the sisters or the rest of the staff conscious.
Sure.
Yes. Like
Yep.
I'm always turning lights off.
Yeah, we're definitely working on a lot of different things. One is we're going to be putting on our digital signage an actual snapshot on energy usage on campus, so we can look at from building to building and then campus as a whole on where our baselines are and how much we're using and what our carbon footprint looks like. So Corinne Sanders is working pretty hard on that, and that should roll out here hopefully pretty soon. It'll be really neat.
Do you ever see our electric bill?
I see your electric bill every month.
Oh my, it must be staggering.
It's pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah, the electric bill and the gas bill.
So really, when we turn our lights out, we're lowering the
Absolutely.
yes,
absolutely.
lowering that bill.
Absolutely. The days of leave the lights on because they use less energy than turning them on and off, those days are long gone. If they're not on, they don't use any energy. So the new efficient lighting doesn't operate that way.
No
So
way.
certainly if you're not using it, turn it off. It definitely saves.
Amen.
So.
Or feel free to turn the lights off when you see
Absolutely.
them on and
Absolutely.
nobody's there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're working on different things as well as adding occupancy sensors to some offices and bathrooms. So
What do you mean by that?
So an occupancy sensor it's a sensor you put on the wall and it picks up motion inside of a room. So if no one's in there, it automatically shuts the lights off. So if somebody forgets, it takes care of it and does it for you.
Oh,
So
that's-
we're looking at putting them in around campus to aid in that along with the LED lighting. We've currently done the Maria North building, most of the Regina building, and we're moving into, we've done the Maria South building, so we're moving into the North Maria building
That's
to
great.
continue that. And we're going to keep going all throughout campus. There's a lot more lights on this campus than you would think until you start counting them all, and there's quite a few.
Do you sleep at night?
I do.
You leave everything here?
Yes and no. My position is kind of a 24/7 position, and that's okay. I like it that way.
Like when we had that, I shouldn't say disaster, over at Regina.
When we had the fire?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's, and that's my responsibility to
Yeah.
be here for something like that. Thankfully, we've put our faith in our automatic systems, and we do routine maintenance on both the fire alarm and our sprinkler system, and those systems acted perfectly exactly how they were supposed to work. So all of the damage in Regina was limited to mostly water. The only thing that was actually harmed by the fire was the dryer itself.
Oh my,
Everything else
wow.
was just water damage from the sprinkler, and
It's a miracle. Wonderful.
and we'll take that. We'll take that any day of the week. No one was harmed. Everyone got out safe. So that's the most important thing, and the system worked well. So we're thankful for that.
I hope your wife is proud of you.
She is.
Is she? Oh,
yeah.
good.
No, she definitely is.
Yes.
She definitely is. And she's actually a hygienist here in town, a dental hygienist, and she sees a lot of sisters.
Oh, great.
A lot of sisters are her patients.
Oh, right.
So yeah, she's very well versed.
So she can give the inside story.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, Joan, in the name of all of our sisters, and I mean the heads of departments that depend on you, deep, deep, deep gratitude.
Well, thank you.
And for the team that sounds like you work together. I mean, it feels like you work together.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
that's a blessing and a gift of a leader.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
I hear that a lot. I hear thank you for everything you do, and it's so different from the world that I came from, because you don't normally hear that. I would like to go the other way and say thank you for having me here, because I'm very thankful to be here. I've never worked in a place like this that you're truly valued, and you know that you're valued every day. So that makes a difference.
Yes. What I love most about you is your smile. So with that, amen.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.